Hey guys, welcome back. So today I am doing a review on the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. I am obviously wearing it right now. I have tried this out quite a few days now. I bought it on Monday, I believe. I know when this video is going up, it'll be on a Monday. But I bought this and I've used it for a week straight to try and figure out different ways that it would work for me, which way it would work better, you know, that kind of thing, how it would work on my skin. And I wanted to give you guys an honest review and not just a first impressions. That way, you know, I don't know, I don't think that you get the most out of a first impressions just because you can make it work different ways, you know what I mean? Like if I would have done a first impressions on this, I would have hated it right away. Just to be honest, I would have hated it right away because of the application process. As I gave it a chance and kept using it, I could tell what worked and what didn't, kind of thing. I do a demo in this video where I will apply it. I'll let you guys see a close-up. I'll let you see how powder sits on top of it, and then I'll give you my honest review at the end of the video. I just want to give a little disclaimer. Just because this product maybe didn't work for me does not mean that it won't work for you. Everybody's skin type is different. Everybody wants different stuff out of their makeup. So please don't take that to heart and don't get angry if just because, you know, I don't like this and maybe you like it. So I guess I just kind of gave it away and said that I didn't like it. But keep watching just so you can see the application, just so you can see for yourself how you would like it. And also so you can see how it worked for me. That way I'm not just like blowing smoke up your all's asses, just so you can, you know, get a feel for how it goes. I'm gonna stop rambling. I am going to just hop into this video. I hope that you guys like it. Be sure and give it a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos. If you don't, I'm sorry. But don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, let's just hop right in. So this is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. It reminds me of the, I believe it's by Dr. Brandt, the No Makeup or the No Foundation foundation. It's almost like a serum. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to build up coverage. You're supposed to do, it says 2+ drops for light coverage, 3+ for medium coverage, and 4+ for full coverage. Now, I tried it on a brush, on a, what is this? I tried it on the Morphe E6, this flat kabuki, because the brush that they showed with this foundation was, I believe it was a flat brush. It was like a flat kabuki or like an angled kabuki. So I tried it with that, but I don't know if it is because of my skin, but it went on really streaky and I did not like how that worked out. So I did it with a beauty blender, and I found that to be, I found it to apply just a little bit more smoothly, evenly, but you all know that I'm like a die-hard beauty blender. The only thing with, since this is so liquidy, a lot gets soaked up in the beauty blender, so you do have to be careful with doing that. I did pick up the shade Natural. They only had, I picked this up at Target, and they only had like 5 or 6 shades. I feel like I needed the shade lighter than this, but they were all out of stock. I believe it was called Vanilla. I'm not quite sure, but the shade before that was like way too light. So I picked this one up just because I knew I could make it work. But let's just go ahead and hop in, and as I am applying it, I'll kind of tell you guys a little bit more how I feel. So you definitely want to shake this up really good before you use it, so you don't, because I mean, I would assume that the product separates as it's in there because it's kind of a, I mean, it's extremely liquidy, like extremely. Like it's like water. But it's really nice. So since I am using the beauty blender, I'm not going to drop the product right onto the beauty blender. I'm actually going to put it on my face. But before I do that, I'm going to prime, because I almost forgot. I'm going to prime. I have been using my Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer just because this is so liquidy. I feel like it will accentuate the pores big time. So I used this. I did try it with the NYX Angel Veil, and I have been really loving this primer, but I don't love it with that foundation, or with this foundation. I feel like it makes it a little, it just makes it slip and slide, and I'm not a big fan. And as you can tell, I do have some breakouts, so you will be able to see how it covers where that's concerned. So as you can see, I just kind of plop it on my face, and I'm going to work section by section. But I just kind of plop it on my face and then I blend it out pretty fast. It blends out super easily. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but with all of that I applied, which I feel like was kind of a lot, you can still see redness through here on my cheeks, and it does cling to my pores even though I have that primer on, and that primer usually works really, really well for me. Oh, shit. It does really feel super serum-y, like that Dr. Brandt No Foundation foundation. My only concern is I just don't know if this is going to work well for oily skin girls. Now, you know that I am oily, or I'm kind of combo to oily. And so certain dewy foundations I can make work. Others, however, I cannot. And I think that this may be one of those that I just can't get to work. I guess on camera you can't tell super well, but you can still kind of see my blemish through there, which it was super red, so I'm not too mad about that. But the redness on my cheeks, my nose, a little on my forehead are still peeking through. So I'm going to go in and add just a little bit more on my cheeks and my nose. I think I'm going to skip out on the forehead. And this comes out super easily from the dropper, so you have to be really careful not to just dump it all on your face like I did over here on my cheek. And when I do pounce this into the skin, I'm not doing it really hard, because if I do it really hard, then you can see where it almost picks up the foundation from where it's at and moves it. And then it gets kind of patchy, so you have to be super careful. This foundation is super finicky for at least my skin. You could always, of course, try this out, see how you like it. If you don't like it, you can take it back, which is the great thing about purchasing these cosmetics, that if you don't like it, you can take it back. Alright, so before I apply anything else, I'm going to zoom you in and let you see what it looks like without being set with anything. I hope it's picking it up. So I don't know if you can tell, but right in here where my pores are really bad, you can see my pores, it starts to settle around my nose right here. But that's it. That little spot right there, that's where I used to have my nose pierced. And it's just, it's there. It's not going anywhere. But this is it. I'm going to zoom you out. And apply my concealer, and I'll set it with a powder. That way you guys can see what it looks like after that. So let's go ahead and use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, just because that's what I always use. Everything blends out pretty well on top of it, which is nice, especially with a thicker concealer used on a super thin, I guess, foundation. So with that, it does blend out really nicely. I am going to set this with my RCMA No Color Powder. I did just put it in the Laura Mercier container, if you're wondering. I'm going to zoom you in again so you can see what it looks like with the powder set on top. So I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but I feel like this foundation just accentuates everything. I hope that the camera is picking it up, because in here it just, you can see all of my pores. It looks patchy to me. I don't know, it just looks really not good. It does not look good in my opinion. Some people love this foundation that I've seen, but it just does not look good in my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. I'm not gonna do anything too over the top, but I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and I will be back to give you my final review, if you should pick it up, if you shouldn't, just so you know. But yeah, I'll be right back. All right guys, so here's what it looks like with all of my makeup on top of it. Now I will say I do love how it looks when I get the rest of my makeup on and I set it down with the setting spray, things like that. I do really like how it looks when, you know, when it's set like that. I think that it makes my skin look really healthy. But I will zoom you in so you can see, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. I don't know if you can tell, it does look a little patchy over here on my cheek. So up close and personal, I guess it may not look the greatest, but at a distance, like if I'm looking at my mirror right here, I like how it looks. But I don't know. I'm really torn between this foundation. I don't know if you can tell. Like I said, with this foundation, I'm really torn. I don't like the application. I don't like how it applies. I'm not a big fan of the dropper because I can't drop it onto a brush and apply it that way because it looks terrible. When I apply it with my beauty blender, I feel like it soaks up a ton of the product. This beauty blender was clean, by the way. It soaks up a ton of the product. If I go in and try and add more coverage, it can, like if I'm not too careful, like I said, it can pick the product up and move it. So it starts to get really patchy if I'm not careful. For my skin, it does not last that well. Like I said, I have tried this out. I've tried it with different primers, with different setting sprays, with different powders, and I do it like I normally do all of my, you know, every time I do my makeup, I do it like that. I mean, like I said, I've tried it all different ways. So for my skin, it does not last long. At the end of the day, which I don't believe this claims to be no, it doesn't claim to be a long wearing foundation, and it's not. I mean, not on my skin anyways. Like I said, it breaks down throughout the day, and it looks, in my opinion, on my skin, it looks really bad. Like I said, I think it looks great like right now when I'm finished with it, but as the day goes on, I think it really breaks up and looks terrible on my skin. So if you have oily skin or you have like an oily T-zone, I mean, you could try it out, but I don't know, it's not my favorite. For being, I believe that this was like $13, maybe a little bit more, and you don't even get an ounce, which I think in most foundations you at least get an ounce. The packaging is really cute. I think that it was a great idea. For someone that has dry skin, I bet that you will absolutely love this foundation. But I myself, I hate giving bad reviews, but I myself, I did not like it. And I just want you guys to know, you know, not it doesn't always work out. So I want to, you know, kind of keep it real here on my channel. This did not work for me. I give it kind of a thumbs down, because if I'm going to purchase a foundation, I want it to work from application to, you know, the end of the day. I want to absolutely love it. And I have so many foundations that I don't need to keep this around. If any of you have oily skin, I would love to hear how it works for you, how you apply it, that kind of stuff. And even if you have dry skin, I would love to know if it works for you. Or maybe it's just my skin and I have terrible skin. I don't know. Anyways, I guess that's all that I have to say. I'm sorry if this video was super disappointing and you were really hoping to love this or hoping that I would love it. Again, everybody's skin type is different. Everybody likes different things. So just because I don't like it doesn't mean that somebody else won't like it. So please don't take that to heart. You could definitely give it a chance, and if you don't like it, just return it. Get your money back, no problem. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.